Many, many years ago, long before recorded history, or perhaps a history long lost, even before the coming of chaos itself, the Warhammer world was living a primeval era. The world was dark, primal, and cold. Harsh weather dominated the land, with ice almost enveloping the whole planet. Food was almost non-existent, but yet creatures did dwell on this world. Creatures far larger than dragons, monsters more brutal than greenskins, more cunning than the Skaven. These enormous beasts battled for control over what little resources still existed in this dark, frozen planet. Some were unthinking, with instincts akin to rabid dogs. Others formed kingdoms, sentient as they were, but eventually lost through the passage of time. All that remains are long destroyed cities and living remnants, merely a shadow of what they once were. Weakened by the passage of time and the rise of more powerful forces. This is obviously not the Warhammer world we have come to know, to either fight to defend or to destroy. For many thousands of years ago, from the stars, came an ancient spacefaring race. Some claim they are hyper-intelligent, with knowledge so vast that no single living being should be able to comprehend. Others claim they are gods themselves, as old as the stars, as old as existence. Perhaps they may even be the creators themselves. They came from the heavens, in ships that flew, covering great distances, universes maybe, bending space and time to their whim, forming an empire that spread throughout existence itself. Space, stars, time, all were to be used by these beings. The Old Ones, they were called. They settled on planets they came across, shaping the worlds to their satisfaction. And now, their sights fell on the Warhammer world. For this world had a potential that only the Old Ones themselves knew. Portals of various sizes would appear on and around the planet, where an untold number of these seemingly omnipotent beings would appear and begin their work. The planet was now to be reformed to best suit them. Mountains were raised, oceans were dried, land masses completely erased, while then new mountains, oceans, and land masses were created. The technological and magical advancements of the Old Ones also allowed for the planet to be moved, if so ever so slightly closer to the sun, to alter the climate of the planet. The world had been reshaped. It was near perfect, but their work was far from done. It was then that the first of the Slann were spawned. They were to be guides for the lesser races of the Warhammer world, and help continue to reshape the world. There were many primitive races on this world, still unaffected by the planet's changing. The Old Ones wished for them to also live, possibly to become subjects of their vast, space-wise kingdom. These races would eventually also be shaped and changed to become those that we know so well today. The elves, fair and long-lived, showing great respect for nature and strong bonds with animals. The dwarfs, skilled like no other, building great bastions across the world. The humans, by far the most simple of races, but eventually one of the most numerous. The old ones shaped many other races to the ones that we know today. It is unfortunate that many of them have forgotten their creators. Some of the primitive ancient species that inhabited the Warhammer world before the coming of the old ones and their eventual interference still yet lived, proving to be far too dangerous to allow them to live. The old ones eventually created a new race. The Lizardmen, they were known, and they would pair nicely with the Slan they created. From the Lizardmen came a multitude of sub-races, such as the Saurus, who were created to combat these ancient races. Great campaigns were held across the world, but over time, the world became safer. The Lizardmen prospered, building great cities, for they were the chosen children of the old ones, and they would not fail them. Under the command of the Slan, the Lizardmen followed the command of the old ones as best as they could understand it. After many moons and much hardship, the Geomantic Web was formed, allowing both the old ones and the Slan to tap into the natural energy of the planet to better serve them. The web itself being connected and followed through each of the great temple cities built by the Lizardmen. The world had entered a golden age, an age of relative peace, where the old ones ruled as they did many other planets. But sadly, as you all know, peace was not to last. The portals that the old ones used to travel the vast nothingness of space were a wonder themselves, with similar methods being used on the planet, where great portals were created on the magnetic poles of the world, allowing for incredibly fast travel by means of teleportation. Unknown to the younger races, these portals did not transport you in a fast pace. They instead worked to bend space and time, allowing you to travel through other dimensions to get to your destination. There were creatures in these realms that did not appreciate being disturbed for the conveniences of others. How long had the old ones been waking them from their slumber over and over again? How long have they tempted fate? Over time, the great gates started to fail, collapsing upon themselves, leaving nothing but a raw energy we now know as chaos. Hideous, demonic creatures spewed forth, for the barriers keeping these dimensions so close yet so far away had been broken. Above in the stars, where a great gate once stood, which allowed the old ones to travel the vast expanses of space, now was replaced by a moon made of pure warpstone, of pure chaos. Chaotic energy enveloped the planet. Many lesser races fell sway to it, for the warping powers of chaos were strong, they were reborn, mutated to serve the dark powers from places unknown. It was during this time that the Old Ones had already disappeared, possibly back to the stars of which they came, or now trapped in between the dimensional rifts, fighting a war against these dark powers. Eventually, the power of chaos waned, and in some sense allowing for some stability after this event, which would henceforth be known as the Great Catastrophe. A subject we'll discuss in far greater length in a future video. The elves, dwarves and humans did manage to survive, long forgetting the Old Ones, and instead worshipping their own gods. The Lizardmen, however, have not forgotten. They still hold out hope that the Old Ones will return, and the great plan will be accomplished. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our lore video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all again very, very soon.